Ashwell Prince and Stephen Croft both struck their second centuries of the championship season, sharing in a record-breaking partnership as Lancashire recovered from a sticky start to have much the better opening day of their LV County Championship match with Northamptonshire at the Emirates Old Trafford. Glenn Chappell batted after winning the toss, and Paul Horton and Alex Davis looked to make the most of that decision in what is a big match for Lancashire in their bid to move clear of the relegation places. Northamptonshire have become the whipping boys of the First Division this year, having lost their last 6 matches. But they were able to play David Willey as an all-rounder for the first time this season, while Stephen Crook got the first wicket with his 10th delivery. Davis trapped right in front of his stumps after making half of the runs of an opening partnership of 28. In the next over, Usman Khawaja was also LBW, Azarullah the man this time to find some late movement to defeat the batsman, who was out for a single. That movement led to a third wicket in the space of 11 balls as Horton nicked Crook behind to leave Lancashire in trouble on 33 for 3, Horton gone for 10. But that was as good as it got for the visitors, although the day would have been altogether different had this edge from Prince not fallen just short of the slip cordon. With a dry Old Trafford pitch expected to take turn, Northamptonshire included Graham White in their team for the first time this year. Prince went after him early on with this 6. Croft has hit a rich vein of form latterly with both 100 and a good 50 in his last couple of matches, and he again looked in good touch as he picked off a number of boundaries as the visiting attack didn't always now put the ball in the right place. They are an attack which has been hit for plenty of runs in their last 2 matches. To build up their confidence, they needed the fielders to back them up. Ben Duckett failed to do that when Azarullah found the edge of Croft's bat when he was on 34. It was to turn out to be a very costly drop too. With the shine off the ball, the assistance that the seamers had been getting had now disappeared, much to Croft's delight. A lovely straight drive off Azarullah took him to another 50. That was his 7th boundary, which took him to his half-century off 85 balls. He'd had the majority of the strike in a partnership with Prince, which was soon to be in 3 figures. The confidence gained by those early successes was visibly disappearing from the visitors. Even when the bat was beaten, the take behind was not a good one. That play and miss was a fairly rare occurrence by now. Willey wasn't able to produce his best either after spending so much time on the sidelines with a back problem. Prince moved to his 50 off 71 balls, this one of his 7 fours to go with his 1-6. Another of those followed as the South African sweetly drove James Middlebrook down the ground to clear the rope. 3 balls later, Croft repeated the dose as the runs started to flow freely off the bats of both batsmen. Batting had suddenly become an easy occupation, and Croft drilled Middlebrook through mid-wicket to bring up his excellent 100, the 8th of his career and his 2nd of a fast-improving season. This one had used up 152 balls, from which he'd struck 13 fours and 1-6. 4 overs later, and Prince was also raising his bat after stealing a 2 off the rather ineffective Middlebrook. This was the 39th time that the former South African Test player had reached 3 figures in a first-class game. His was actually quicker than Croft's. It came off 142 balls with 11 fours and 2 sixes included. It was fast becoming another soul-destroying day for Northamptonshire. Lancashire have struggled for runs this season, a problem which has seen them slip into the bottom 2 of the First Division. Yet, by now, these two were making the visiting attack look no better than a village side at times. Another substantial total was going to be taken off this attack as these two took their partnership close to 300. It became the highest ever for the 4th wicket at this ground and the 3rd highest for any wicket at Old Trafford. This is just how easy it had become for these two batsmen by this stage. Middlebrook was driven over long off for another maximum, while Croft followed suit with a shot over mid-wicket, which now had that 300 stand on the board. The best for Lancashire for the 4th wicket stood at the 358, made by Stephen Titchard and Graham Lloyd against Essex in Chelmsford 18 years ago. Lloyd, incidentally, was one of the standing umpires in this game. Croft also matched his personal best of 154 made against Surrey and Guildford in 2012. His 150 was brought up with this 5, courtesy of 4 overthrows. He now faced 226 balls. His career best followed next ball, and then Prince got to his 150 as well, with his 16th four being added to his 3 maximums. It had been a fantastic innings from a man who's not always been at his best this summer. Nor have Northamptonshire, who are now looking well and truly fed up, as this extraordinary partnership moved on to 332, with no sign of it being ended even with the second new ball. But with just 6.5 overs of the day left, Andrew Hall found a bit of extra bounce and the edge of Croft's bat. Middlebrook held on, and the batsman was angrily on his way for a brilliant 156. Prince and Joss Butler saw out the final few overs, with Prince ending the day on 161 made from 234 balls, 8 fewer than Croft had needed for his big score in a partnership that had lasted for 76 overs. Lancashire will secure maximum batting bonus points on the second morning for the first time this season, when they go again on 384 for 4.